See, the etch would be. I mean, he's obviously going to be prone to being attacked quickly, but he works off of those vine walls as well, which is kind of helpful against swamp orcs. But again, the 4 life isn't optimal.
Yeah, and you look at this. I mean, Etch is kind of out in the middle of nowhere here. He's really going to work hard to get rid of the Savager, it seems.
And it looks like he does have. I mean, he has lined up the Lioneer for a potential.
Yeah, he's going to make Muglug do something else.
Right.
Does get rid of the Savager.
It's interesting though. He's going to have 2 guys on him at least this turn. One possibly being a champ.
Right. So he's got the Conjurer and a Savager.
And a Savager. See if he goes after Etch or Abuashi here or both. Looks like it's going to be Etch.
To take advantage of the ambush, I guess there.
Right.
Goodbye,
Yeah, he's
Etch.
gonna make sure Etch is out of here. Yep.
Right.
Vinemancer animate. One of my favorite abilities in the game, by the way.
Right.
Well, and he gets the 4 for 4, so now he can attack the already wounded wall.
Right. For 4 dice. Ooh,
With
4
4
hits on
dice.
the wall.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
So we got a
That's
very
brutal.
wounded wall, a Buishi in the middle of nowhere, and a couple of champs in Eric's hand with not a lot of magic.
Wow. So how do you fix this if you're if you're Eric?
I'm not sure.
You want to build. What you want to do is, I mean, you can't really spend too much time waiting around with a Buishi, but you need to build because you need to get to those walls, or at least a
Yeah, you gotta
salvation
get
to
to
get
a
to a
wall.
wall.
Ah, right.
You got to find a wall here, or just maybe he just charges a Buishi up at Muglug. You know, I mean,
Right.
you know, maybe you do. Here's haste to see if he goes up or back. He's going up.
Oh wow, that's gonna be dangerous. As soon as he can place another wall right, apprentice mage or something, and kill that wall, and just Abuashi is trapped. Well, I guess you have deception.
If there's deception, yeah, maybe
Right.
that's what he's thinking here.
Right.
But also, you know, here he goes, some cards in the magic pile. He
It's
saves
dumping that
one.
hand.
Right.
Mhm.
And the Apprentice Mage does drop. But
So we're
now
gonna.
still in
I think he's gonna
position
try and
with
trap Abua.
Hmm.
Everything's negated, but he can trap Abuashi down there though.
that. Ooh, Vine
Right.
Growth.
Oh no, there it is. Yep, exactly where I thought. So now the only way out is a deception.
Right. And he's gonna take a swing.
Yeah, he'll throw 4 here at Abua. I mean, Abua's only got one
Question
more
is, he
turn.
gonna
I mean,
magic shot? No, he can't magic shot. It's
can't.
negation.
Right. and
So the
gone.
wall's gone.
Wall's gone.
He's-
Oh man.
He's only got all 3 hits here too. This is 4 hits.
Oof.
All right, so
Yeah, this is not a good situation.
no wall. I mean, this is if anybody wants to put some money on Eric here, it's gonna get some pretty good odds.
Well, there's his
Did
wall.
get his wall.
This is one of those. See now, what he could
But
do
no
here
deception.
though. Oh, that's a vine wall. That's not going to save him. I was going to say he could charge the Lioneer up. No deception. No, you're right. Ugh.
Oof.
Yeah,
You
that's
guys,
pretty
this-
much it.
This might be it. Wow. Yeah, we really need that deception. It seems like. Sorry, let me see if I can close this hand. So we can see
This
the
is just one of
action.
those situations, like one of those perfect storms that you don't want to see. You know,
Right.
They quickly get down your wall. You can't draw the cards that you need. You push, hoping to get some pings on Muglug, get him to hang back a little bit, which we've already talked to TNS and we know that he wouldn't do. But also an attempt to. Well, that's actually interesting right now. That Lioneer was able to go onto the vine wall. That's another bug.
Yeah, that's a bug. You can't do that.
Yeah, the Lioneer, in order to use his ability, he has to move clear spaces, so he wouldn't be able to get onto that vine wall. He'd stop right before it. Yeah, and hoping for that deception so that he could get back into the backfield again, and it's just, all that, it just didn't work in his favor.
Right.
And it's also, you could also say, I mean, the dice have been very, very, very awesome for the Swamp Orcs.
Right.
Here. I mean, he was what? Perfect. I don't think he missed the wall. He rolled 4 for 4 on Etch, which allowed him to get another attack on the wall, which hit for all 4 dice.
Right.
Muglug hit for 4 on Ibushi. I mean, there's some big rolls here in this game.
Right.
Very true. Well, it looks like we're looking at the last turn here.
Yep, he's gonna get it. There's a 3 for 3. A little too late.
Too little, too late. Yeah.
Yep. And maybe the Swamp Orcs will miss with 6 dice here, and Abua's got another turn. But
That is
there's
anything's
going to be at
possible,
least
I
5
guess.
or 6 dice, maybe probably 7 dice on Abua here.
Right.
Now he's going to get 6. Didn't have a conjurer or another apprentice mage.
Ooch.
Oh boy.
Yep.
Well, this may be it. There it is.
Uses the apprentice.
There it is.
Lets the apprentice get the kill. Muglug's training his
Golly.
guys for the next battle.
Changing it for the next battle. That's really fun.
Quick game.
Wow. That final game was lightning fast. That was insane. I think it was like 6 or 7 turns total, which is, I think, one of the shortest games we've seen so far.
Yeah, well,
Wow.
again, all those dice were just so crippling in the beginning of the game. I mean,
Right.
the wall went down. So 3 attacks brought that wall down. I mean, Night Shadow spent 3 attack activations to bring that wall down, and 2 attack activations to kill Edge. So it's there's not a whole lot you can do there. It was just
Right.
like Brian said, one of those perfect storms.
Wow.
This game is. Some people complain that Summoner Wars is a dice game. It has some variance. So these things happen, but I like that part. I think managing that variance is part of the fun and part of the strategy. But sometimes stuff like this just kind of happens. Not sure I would have done anything different than what Eric did. So
Right. Because that opportunity
What are you
to
gonna
move
do?
forward really presented itself, and the odds of, it seemed like he could have drawn a deception, but it just didn't come in time.
yeah, I mean, if he gets the deception there, then it's an interesting game because now the Lioneer's up at Muglug. He's throwing some more dice, and now Muglug's got to kind of shift gears. He was offensive. He'd have to kind of back up on the defensive side and make sure that the Jungle Elves, with all their tricks they still had at their disposal, couldn't get at him. So you never know. But those dice were tough, and the draws were also tough. Also realize he drew all 3 of his champions on that second draw, on top of getting bashed with all those big dice.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
it was just really tough.
So there we have it, our first, second, and third place finishers. Brennan first place, Eric in second place, and JR in third. So does this mean that Swamp Orcs are the ultimate Summoners faction? According to this tournament, I guess. I don't know. I know there have been factions supposed to tournaments in the past, but
I think more importantly, it means that really good players can play any of these 3 decks and play them competitively.
definitely.
Yeah, Abuashi has gotten some hate lately in the conversations that I've been a part of, and I've been coming down on him a little bit, and I used to think he was one of the stronger summoners, and I've been kind of coming down on him, but I think Eric showed here like the power that he really does have. He can come out and perform well and win when he's played skillfully. I would have loved to have seen what Michael could have done in the bracket of 8 with the Deep Dwarves,
Right.
because he played them very well in the first rounds, and if not for leaving Tundle open just one time and a luck, kind of a lucky 4 for 4 roll that Eric put on Tundle in that game, he might have been the 4-0 player in the top seed. So
Right.
he's playing really well, and Tundle's a very strong summoner. So would have liked to have seen that, but certain life intervenes sometimes.
Things happens. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
It's just it's interesting, pretty diverse to look at this. When you look at the starting factions, you look at the factions that came out before the master set, and then you look at one of the master set factions, and something's represented from all 3 of those groups.
It's true. That's a good point.
Definitely.
And there were decks that did not make the top 8 that definitely could have potential to win this tournament. I mean, Grogdak can win any tournament he's a part of. Raul is very strong when played certain ways. There's it kind of speaks a little bit, I think, to the as Brian said, to the diversity of the summoners and the kind of disparity, or maybe the lack of disparity in the strength of these decks.
Right. Definitely cool. So I guess we'll let Bryn hop on again and gloat a little bit about his victory, and then we'll wrap up.
It's okay, I'm gonna ask it anyway.
All right, hi everyone. We're back. We've got Bryn on the line. Bryn, that was a crazy game. Can you just tell us maybe your reaction to it by how like quickly it went and it was just bang and it was over. What were your thoughts when you were
Well,
playing through?
um, this match was a kind of thing, the kind of thing. Um, when I first had this matchup in the Swiss rounds, I actually got outdiced really hard. What happened to Eric in here in this match ended up happening to me in the Swiss rounds. Like, I think he went 8 for 8, and I tried to kill the units that were going to go 8 for 8 on me, and I went 1 for 8 or something like that. And I didn't kill a single unit, which was kind of disheartening. Um, it was like really, really close to each other. Into how disparaging the dice work in comparison to each other.
Right.
Though in this case, it was obviously on my side.
Right. Yeah, that's it looks like Eric was saying that in the chat as well, that it kind of bound the previous game was a lot like that. Frank, do you have any questions for TNS?
Well, I was gonna start with how much he paid Gary to rig those dice in the final round for him. How much does that run you in American
Actually,
dollars?
let's put it this way, okay? A certain someone owes me $5,000.
Okay.
That's not how it works.
Let's put it that way.
I don't even know what that
It's not that I
means.
paid someone.
I'm not sure either.
What? It's not that
You guys-
someone paid me. I think somebody owes me now. No, no. There's no payment to whoever this Gary fellow is.
No, I'm probably
No,
gonna yell that for
to
inferring that they fix dice, which they do not do. They're all
sorry,
No.
I actually
There
inferred
is-
it, but
There
I'm
actually
just
is a trick. There is actually a trick to the dice on the app, though it's really hard to tell if you didn't have the old version. If you feel that you're gonna roll misses, you can just pass and not attack, and your opponent will get those misses instead. Because the dice are already pre-calculated, and if you what do you call this? If you feel like you're going to roll misses and like you can just pass the attack to your opponent, even though you can just pass whatever attacks you wanted. But that's a little trick that's not really looked highly upon in the.
No, I would
yeah,
think
I'll
not.
tell you what.
Yeah, I would think so.
So
Yeah,
there's
it's,
so there's credibility behind the Summoner Wars iOS tournaments.
Huh?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
go ahead.
there is one thing you can say. I mean, if you don't attack, you won't miss.
That's
No
true.
comment.
Yeah,
No, but I know
yeah.
I took every opportunity to attack as I could.
Right.
yeah.
Exactly.
All right. So to say something real about the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
The
So let's
I was
let's
surprised.
talk for real instead of just joking.
Right.
Yeah, I was surprised to see you rush the Savager up on the very first turn, and take the Linus out. I kind of thought you would hang back and attack the wall or whatever. What did you have a specific idea or strategy in mind when you kind of charged them out there to take that Linus down turn one?
Yes, it's this is the aggressive form of the deck. Um, aggressiveness is something that's I think underplayed nowadays, especially with the whole quote unquote "if you defend, you'll win" mentality. And I think proper aggression can be done. It just has to be done carefully. And so, if you note versus the Shadow Elves and versus the Phoenix Elves, I actually didn't start with that aggressive Savager placement,
Right.
but I did
Hmm.
against the Jungle Elves, and that's because versus the Jungle Elves, being aggressive there is a safe move to do because the only way that you can kill it is either you get Chant of Growth on the Archer and have the Archer and another Archer attack it, or put a Buashi in the line of fire and go potentially go 3 for 4.
Right.
Yeah, I
Brian,
mean,
In
I
fact, in
think
our
oh, go ahead, Frank.
I was just gonna say I've played that matchup before, and I usually do kind of take a Bua over there and hope for the 3 for 4. But that is an aggressive play, and if you, it's only a 60% chance of success. So 4 out of 10 times you're gonna leave a Buashi open to the Savager to the face.
well, actually, what happened in our Swiss round is that I actually did the exact same play, and he did bring a Buashi over and went 2 for 3, 2 for 4.
Mm-hmm.
But I from there I decided to go back to the defensive play instead of continually going aggressive, and that burnt me.
Yeah.
So instead of attacking a Buashi with the Savager, I pulled it back and started attacking his wall again. And I don't know if that was the right play then in the Swiss. So I think I somewhat learned from that and decided to just okay, let's stay aggressive.
Yeah, I
And
just
when you
decided to
retreat
not
all
miss
the
any
way
of
to
your
the
rolls.
right, it's like, oh well, that does help.
Right. Brian,
Well,
any
either way,
questions?
congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
Brian, any questions for Brent?
It's really hard to have questions in a game that's that quick.
Right, it's true.
True enough.
Well, I just want to add my congratulations and thank you so much for you know participating in this tournament and for being available for all this live streaming. It was really fun. So thank you so much, and
Hey, no worries.
glad to see you win. Awesome.
I'd like to do it again, but this time with my main faction,
Who's your main faction?
Guild dwarves, right?
Sand Goblins. Sand Goblins. Guild
Sand
War.
Goblins.
No, Sand Goblins is my main. Krusk is my main faction.
Awesome. Well, we will.
I might have to jump into. I might have to jump into the next one of these things. I was really close to jumping in as Ralul in this tournament, but I wanted to make sure I was commentating because I had thought I'd have a lot of fun doing it, and I did. But next time I might have to get my hands dirty.
That sounds good.
We're looking forward to it, especially because
Yeah.
yeah. What do you think? What do you think we could do another one like this? Like it would be really interesting, and I think it would be more interesting if I wasn't a participant and I was commentating instead. I don't know.
You put me on the spot here. We will definitely be evaluating how this went, and at least from a Board Game Geek perspective, and hopefully again soon in the next few months. I do want to do a couple other games before that, before doing Summoner
Oh,
Wars
of course,
again.
of course.
But yeah, I think probably by like summer or early summer and late spring, we should be ready to do it again. I bet if people are interested. So that's the most important thing. If people are interested and ready to come out and watch and participate, we will definitely be able to do more of these.
Right.
Yeah, of course. I think that's going to be interesting. If there's that amount of time between then and now, do you think we can get maybe some second summoners on?
I do not know anything about that. I cannot comment at all. I know that
I don't know a whole lot. I'd say we're hard pressed to do that,
Yeah,
but you never know.
but we will really see a
I
different
figured
playing
it's-
field because we will see all these factions that
Oh, yeah.
participated this time will be available publicly by then for sure. So, well, at least they're scheduled to be. Gary said Q1 yesterday. So, yeah, people online will have more experience. Whether they're app players only will have more experience with all 16.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to it. I really want to see what people do with the Swamp Orcs now that this has been unleashed, shall we say?
We'll probably see some copies of your deck out there. So,
Oh, and for those that want my deck and just right now. I do have it available for anyone.
Okay.
Um, I
Yeah.
run Glarg,
Oh, go ahead.
Splack, and Glurp as my champions. And my draw pile has 5 apprentice mages, 2 conjurers, 4 shamans, 1 rune mage, and 3 savagers.
Awesome. And I'll throw that up when I'm going to post a wrap up with YouTube videos of all 3 days, and we'll definitely include your deck list as well if you don't mind, so people can check it
I
out.
don't mind. I should also
Well,
throw in
good
my
because you just
opponent's
said it publicly,
deck list.
so I would think you
That's
didn't
true.
mind.
Oh, no, why would I mind? I said it publicly.
I
I
know.
also have like I said, I think you have everyone's deck list anyways.
We
So
have, yeah, we should have them. So we will get them up there. So if you guys are interested in what people were playing and maybe strategies, I know for me when I get into deck building, I like to see I like to net deck as they say. I like to see what some of the top players are doing and kind of follow their advice.
I will say one thing. Um, I tested a deck on Vassal before submitting my deck for the tournament, and I was going to be running a slightly different deck, but I kept losing against the AI in the app and with the deck, and I'm like, this is not right. So just minutes before we had to submit our deck, I actually changed it to this one. My former deck had Etch in it and a lot more splashy mercenaries. Like there was a Rogue there, there was a Bull Grounder. So just a little bit less tuned to certain matchups and just more consistent is what I made this deck.
Great. Great. So we'll let you go now. Thanks so much for
Okay.
playing and for all the commentary. And yeah, if you want to commentate in the future, I think we'd be happy to have you, especially since Frank wants to play next time. So
Looking forward to it. All right.
cool.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for the tournament.
Always. Thanks. Awesome. So I think that about does it. Any final comments we want to say? I have some thank yous to say, but I can say those last. I don't know if any comments about the tournament, about the last 3 days. Frank, Brian.
Um, I just thought I think the whole thing is really cool. It's great to be able to do this type of thing, get it out there on the internet so a lot of people can see some skilled players playing with playing Summoner Wars and playing with some of these new decks that are going to be out available to the mass public on the app soon. I also know a lot of people that already have the app have been really anxious to have these new summoners, so it's great to get a little preview and know that they're coming soon. And congrats to Bren and to Eric and JR for their stellar play. They all played at a very high level, and it was very entertaining to watch. And thanks to you guys for having me on to commentate. I had a great time doing it. And if I don't play or if I get knocked out earlier in the future, then I'd love to do it again.
Definitely. Brian, any final thoughts?
Yeah, I just want to say, I think Brad has plans to do a lot of other games via this channel on Twitch, and it's something that Plaid Hat has talked about doing as well with various games and Summoner Wars games, and so we'd like to see more of this. So I want to say thanks to everyone who's been a part of these last couple of days and watching and on the chat and everything. And if it is something that you guys have been enjoying, excited about, shoot anybody an email or subscribe to the YouTube channels. Just get on the Plaid Hat forums. There's a big community there. If anyone's not on there, I imagine a lot of you are. But just however you can, let us know that it's something that you guys enjoyed, and that's the only way that we're going to know that it's worth the time to do it more. I want to say congrats to everyone who participated in the tournament, especially Brent, Eric, and JR. Congrats to them. And thanks, Brad, for helping organize and put this together, and Playdeck for getting everybody set up with the app. And this all turned out pretty well oiled, I believe. So I think it was pretty fun. We're excited about the app to come and everyone else being able to access a lot of these features and see what that does for the game and everything.
Awesome. Yeah, I totally agree. And I just want to thank you guys, Frank and Brian. This wouldn't have been possible without you. The expertise that you guys bring and the ability to talk about what's going on was really helpful, and I think really made it interesting and exciting to watch. So thank you guys so much. And I'd like to thank, I get the same echo. I'd like to thank Playdeck and Plat Hat Games, which includes Brian and Frank and Colby and many guys there that help spread the word, and Playdeck for helping get everyone on, and specifically Gary and Shiloh for taking emails from me at all times of the day and night, trying to get people in, and to our participants who were really patient getting into the game with some dropouts and things like that, where people were able to step in. It was really great. So thanks everyone, and same with Brian. From the Board Game Geek point of view, we also would like to do more tournaments like this, Summoner Wars and other games like Ascension and Hearthstone, and some people were asking for Battle Lord. I don't know if we can actually do that, but because it doesn't have online right now. But we are really interested in doing more of these. So the best way to have more of them happen, if you want to see more, is to watch the videos, post on Board Game Geek, let me know via Geek Mail or on Twitter. It's at iOS Board Games, and that will really let us know that it's worth doing, worth the time, like Brian was saying. And again, congrats to our winners and for their diligence to play these games in such a rapid time, and during the holidays even, when everyone's super crazy busy. So thank you guys again. I guess we'll be back hopefully in a few months with another Summoner Wars tournament, and hopefully a couple tournaments between then. So thanks Frank and Brian again.
Same Doug time, same Doug place.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Right.
Make sure
Peace
to
out,
check
everyone.
out. You guys want to plug the podcast too?
Oh, that was even just a Plaid Hat reference, but yeah, sure. If you want more commentating ish type stuff, strategy, whatever, maybe eventually we'll put up new episodes of A Doug's Guide to Summoner Wars. We have alliances coming out, so there's a lot of stuff we have to catch up on. But you have to get on and tell us that you want more of that too, or else I won't bother. So
Cool. Thank you guys.